What's up guys, Luke here from Luke's Points and Miles, and today I'm going to do a video on an issuer I don't talk about very often, but I believe is somewhat underrated player in some ways in the Points and Miles game. Today I want to go over 5 reasons why you may want to give Citi a shot in 2023. When I actually started writing this script for the video, I realized there are more than 5 reasons. So at the end, you'll get a few bonus reasons why I think there is potential here and why you should at least take a look at this issuer. Before I get started, if you are a first timer here, I talk about credit cards, points, miles, cashback, and travel. If you want to stay up to date on those topics, subscribe to the channel. I post regularly and I always stay on topic. As always, if you get any value or entertainment from this video, slap that like button for me and the YouTube algorithm. With that out of the way, let's get started. Okay guys, today we're going to talk about why maybe, just maybe, you should have a look at Citibank as an issuer. Citibank is the 4th largest bank in the US, but they've long been considered outside the primary choices for credit cards, as far as the points and miles game is concerned. A lot of the criticism is warranted, but today we're going to talk about the positives. And as always, these reasons are in no particular order, and if you have a Citi card, do us a favor in the comment section. Tell us about your overall experience with them. Reason number 1, the Citi Custom Cash card. Now this card is fairly new and so many bloggers and YouTubers regularly heap tons of praise on this card. While I don't necessarily agree with most of the hype, it is a solid card to add to a trifecta. The card earns thank you points, and we'll talk more on why that is significant later. The card earns 5 times thank you points on your highest spending category monthly, up to $500. Now, those categories include some great everyday spending, such as restaurants, gas stations, groceries, streaming, and live entertainment, just to name a few. Now, the basic strategy is to pick one of these categories and make that your primary card for that category. For example, if you spend around $500 a month on gas, the Custom Cash can be a great option as a gas card and nothing else. The upsides of the card is the card has no annual fee and you could potentially switch your category any month you want. Kudos for versatility, but my issue is the cap. $500 a month doesn't make it a huge player in my setup. As a matter of fact, I have the card and I don't even use it. Nonetheless, 2,500 thank you points a month and locking in that 5 times is a great way to start this video. Another reason to consider Citi. Now, this reason has been around as long as there have been credit card YouTubers, the Citi Double Cash. Everyone's floor value is 2% or better on all purchases. And that's exactly what the Citi Double Cash does. 2 times thank you points on everything. Technically, it's 1 point when you buy and 1 point when you pay. But we all basically pay our balances every month, so we really don't worry about that particular detail. Now, again, this card earns Citi thank you points, and later we will talk about why that is important, because the card formerly only earned cash back. We will talk about the difference. And here's the best way to sum up the Citi Double Cash. Sometimes boring is good, and everyone needs the old standard 2% earning card in their arsenal. Third reason why we are considering Citibank in 2023 is one of the most underrated cards in the game, in my opinion, the Citi Premier card. Here's why I think the card is underrated. The card is an absolute grinder, earning 3 times thank you points on restaurants, supermarkets, gas stations, and air travel and hotels. The card has minimum travel perks and credits, and that's why it doesn't get considered with cards like the Chase Sapphire Preferred. But it does currently come with an 80,000 thank you points bonus and no foreign transaction fees. But the best part about the Citi Premier is that, similar to the Sapphire Preferred, it gives the user access to the Citi transfer partners. This setup is truly an example of something that is greater than the sum of its parts. This is like 1 + 1 + 1 = 5. Kinda. That leads us into reason number 4. The transfer partners. Not all issuers have transfer partners, and the transfer partners are how we really unlock a different level of value. I have a series on the channel called Maximum Value Redemptions, where I show you lots of sweet examples of how we can get 4, 5, 6, sometimes 9 or 10 cents per point. And yes, that does include Citi thank you points. The channel's elite members get early access to that series, So if you're interested, you can support the channel by becoming an elite member for only $2.99 a month. That gives you early access to the Maximum Value Redemptions series, shoutouts, and priority response to comments. Click the join button below for more information. I do want to spend a little more time on this reason because it is so important, and I'll list the actual transfer partners. So if you need to, just pause the video. Citi doesn't have the list that American Express or Chase has, but it still presents tons of potential value, and they have Turkish Airways miles and smiles. So if you don't know why that is so important, Google Hawaii using Turkish miles. It might be the best value in the entire game. We'll talk a little bit more about the partners later. Reason number 5 why we should all be taking a look at Citi cards is simple. The versatility. Recently, Citi changed some of their cards from earning straight cash back to earning Citi thank you points. Why that is significant is that with thank you points, you can still redeem for cash. So if that's your thing, there is plenty of value. You also have the options of booking travel using the thank you points for a simple redemption for a flight or a hotel. But because all of these cards earn thank you points, when you add the Premier card, you can transfer these thank you points to the transfer partners. All that for a $95 annual fee trifecta. Now, that is the list, but let's get further into a couple things. Let's talk about some of Citi's transfer partners. Some of my favorite partners are Air France, Virgin Atlantic, Emirates, and Qatar Airways. Everyone should experience the Q Suites one time in their life. We feature a lot of ways to use these partners in our Maximum Value Redemption series. Check that out today. And I want to address one issue I had when I first started in the points and miles game. When you look at the list, you don't see American Airlines or Southwest Airlines or any domestic airlines besides JetBlue. So you may think you can't fly on those carriers, but you 100% can. You can actually book American Airlines flights with miles through Emirates and Qantas, to name a couple. You can do much better with your points by booking Delta flights with Air France or Virgin Atlantic miles than you can with normal Sky miles. So these partners are extremely valuable. You may see that there aren't a lot of hotel options, and that is definitely a knock on Citi. But I would like to point out that the redemption rate for choice hotels is 1 thank you point to 2 choice hotel points. Now, while that might not seem like anything here in the States, in Scandinavia, you can find great affordable choice hotels, and those points will go a long way there because Scandinavia is one of the most expensive regions in the world for travelers. Guys, that's it for me. Pretty simple video. And hopefully you take a look outside the 2 major issuers. But I do want to remind everyone that this is holiday season. You need to be using a retail shopping portal to earn cash back. I use Rakuten for most of my retail shopping. It's easy and the cash back stacks up quickly. Use my link below to get $30 cash back on your very first purchase. Do it, it's free money. That's it for me, guys. If you stayed around all the way to the end, I super appreciate you, and I thank every single one of you.